Show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. New England pride. Hi, I'm Dale LePage.
And I'm Tina Marie Billing. Thanks for tuning in to New England Pride TV.
We have got a jam-packed show for you, so let's get right to it.
New England Pride TV is brought to you by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision, Bay State Savings Bank, Safe Homes, Joseph Gonzalez Dofre, Boston wedding photographer, Paul Chasen Interior Design, Nuovo Restaurant, Dr. Frank P. Fetchner Plastic Surgery, Fallon Health, The Queen's Cups, This Week in Worcester, Electric Haze, Escape Games Worcester, The Fireplace Room Restaurant, Uniquely Your Decor, and Art Reach.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for sticking with us here on New England Pride TV. My guest right now is Mason Dunn. Welcome.
Great to be here.
Now, you've got quite a list of job titles here, so I'm just going to read them off really quickly, okay? Sure. Executive Director of the Massachusetts Transgender Political Coalition. And then we've got co-chair of the Freedom for All Massachusetts campaign. Now, break those down for me. What is the executive director of Massachusetts Transgender?
So the Massachusetts Transgender Political Coalition is an organization that's been around since about 2001. We are a nonprofit dedicated to ending discrimination and bias on the basis of gender identity and gender expression here in Massachusetts. So we're working on a variety of things. Really, our job is to be a resource to the trans community here in Massachusetts to ensure that we have the resources we need to change our name and gender marker, to fight against discrimination in our everyday lives in healthcare and employment and things like that. We also work on some advocacy. We're working on gender neutral markers on state IDs, which is a trend that's sweeping the nation right now and really important for non-binary representation for folks in Massachusetts.
Now, when you say you help people fund the need to change legal, is that very expensive?
It can be, yeah. Especially when you're talking about things like a passport. It can cost upwards of $300 to change your name and gender marker and update your passport.
Did not realize that.
Yeah, it can be a costly experience, and the passport is towards the end of that process. You have to go to probate court and change your name in probate court, and then go to Social Security and change your name and gender marker in Social Security, and then change your name and gender marker on your state ID. Your birth certificate, any immigration documentation, employment documentation, health documentation, all of that has to be updated with your name and gender marker for somebody who does change their name or gender marker.
Now, how did you personally get involved with this?
So I've been a trans advocate nationally for over 10 years now, working in California, Oregon, New Hampshire, and now here in Massachusetts. I graduated from law school and started working with the ACLU of New Hampshire, and soon thereafter, this position became open, and I applied, and here I am.
And here you are. Now, when people reach out to you and ask you, can you help me? Do you do this? Do you send them to a website where they have like a checklist of things they need to do? Or?
Yeah, our website at masstpc.org has a really great, helpful PDF document you can download that walks you through the process.
That's so helpful.
But it's also important to know that a lot of folks may have different nuances, whether they're maybe have immigration documentation they need to change, or military documentation, or maybe they were born in a different country, or maybe they were adopted. Things like that can change some of the nuances associated with changing your name and gender marker. And it's really important that we can respond to that. And we actually provide free legal assistance as well for those who are changing their name and gender marker.
So you're one of those wonderful people that needs to be more of, who helps the public go through all the red tape, right? Because it's too much.
It's a bureaucracy that really takes a lot of skill to navigate.
Right.
Which is why we provide that free legal assistance. Even though you don't need a lawyer to change your name in the state of
Okay.
Massachusetts, we find that lawyers can be really helpful in navigating that bureaucracy, and pairing trans and gender nonconforming people with a lawyer just eases that process a little bit more.
I imagine I would definitely feel a lot more comfortable having you on my side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the co-chair of the Freedom for All Massachusetts campaign, so important.
It's essential.
Essential.
And not just here in Massachusetts, but nationally as
National,
well.
right. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Well, first of all, explain to them what the vote is.
Sure. So in 2016, we passed non-discrimination protections here in the state of Massachusetts in public accommodations.
Right.
And public accommodations is just a fancy word, a legal way of saying public spaces. We're talking about hospitals, we're talking about restaurants, parks, public transportation. All of those are public accommodations. And in 2016, we passed a law saying a trans person cannot be kicked out of those spaces or denied service in those spaces because of our gender identity. Unfortunately, the opponents to that law were successful in collecting enough signatures to put that on the ballot in November of this year.
That's what blew my mind.
It is really surprising that, but it is actually a very low bar. The number of signatures they required were less than 1% of the population of Massachusetts. So it's a very low bar, and they were successful in meeting it, which means that in November of 2018, we will be voting on the rights of trans people to access public spaces. This is the first time in the U.S. there will be a statewide vote on trans rights. And I can't begin to tell you what it looks like if we lose this vote in Massachusetts.
I don't even want to think about that.
It will have a effect across the country on trans rights, and we'll see so much of the progress that we've made in the last 10 years start to really be in question if we lose this vote here in Massachusetts. If we win this vote, I'm excited, and I'm hopeful that we can win this. But we cannot be complacent in that, because it's not just Massachusetts at stake, it's the trans community across the country that's at stake.
Absolutely. Once again, I'm stunned that it even got on the ballot.
Yeah.
And that we are going to have to be working so hard to get people to vote. But it's, like you said, it's essential, it's crucial. And if there is a way that people can reach out to you asking how they might be able to help the cause, where would you send them?
Sure. So our website, freedommassachusetts.org, or follow us on social media. Just search Freedom for All Massachusetts. There are so many ways to get involved.
Right.
We are canvassing every weekend. We're going door to door and talking to people about trans rights.
Right.
We are phone banking 2 or 3 times a week across the state, so you can come in, get on the phones, and talk to people about why trans rights are important to you, or important to your family, or important to the state.
Right. So I think people just think of this as the bathroom bill, but it's not.
It's not, and that is unfortunately a talking point that our opposition has been really successful in pushing.
Yes.
As well as the message that somehow this is a threat to public safety. And let me just debunk that here and now to say that this is
And we need to keep debunking that.
We do, because this is not solely about bathrooms.
Right.
This is about all public spaces, restaurants and hospitals and hotels and parks,
Right.
and our ability to access those spaces. And for that very same reason, it is not a matter of public safety. Trans
not at all.
people and gender nonconforming people prioritize safety and wellness and privacy, just like all people.
So get out there and vote on November 6th.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for making us aware.
Thank you.
And good luck. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
I'll look forward to it, and I hope to see folks out on the doors and
That's
at the,
right.
on the phones.
And we'll be back. Hello and welcome back to New England Pride TV. I am here now with one of the celebrities or celebritantes of Algonquin, Maine, Miss Minerva Maine. Welcome to New England Pride TV, honey.
Thank you, Dale. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm sorry I'm a little messed up. I didn't have a chance to get completely ready, and I just threw on some lipstick.
We'll take you anywhere we can get you.
Most do.
Now, let's start, please, with all the good things you do in Algonquin. I know you're very involved in a lot of the contests and charity work. Tell us about that.
Well, I've been fortunate that I've been able to be the hostess of the Broadway Gives Back events, which are monthly events when the Playhouse is in season. And I've gotten to meet a lot of the actors, slept with one or two. and got to really be a part of something that's very fun and really a lot of talent. I also am the hostess this year for the Mr. Gay Gunquit contest, at which point I got to help the young men in their Speedos and some just in their underwear get out of their clothing.
Oh, okay.
Should they need
Did you help them get into their Speedos or out of their Speedos?
During the event, I helped them get in.
Okay.
After, well, we'll just keep that a secret.
Now, what is the origin of Minerva, Maine? How did this come about? How did all of this goodness come about?
It was the grace of God, I swear. But Joanna and Chi-Chi, who are the dueling drag divas here, used to use these wigs in their act, and they retired those characters in their act. And during one of the other events, they had a raffle to give away to win these wigs, and it was rigged, so I would get one.
They rigged it so
I would get one of the wigs. So
because they knew you would do it justice.
that I would do something with it and not just toss it in the trash. Quick trip down to the consignment shop, robe, nightie.
Now, is this the costume of Minerva, Maine all the time?
This is the costume of Minerva when she shows up to any event.
Okay.
She often will change into something a little glamorous
I see.
later in the evening, but she always has to start off in her nightie.
Perhaps a little, Victoria's Secret or...
Oh no, a little more like Walmart.
Okay.
Probably Lane Bryant too.
Now, I have seen photos of Minerva, Maine online on Facebook. Vacuuming Main Street? What was that about?
During Christmas by the Sea, one of the events here in town, our bed and breakfast that I own was doing a float, and we weren't sure what it was going to be. But then Minerva sort of evolved around that time, and a vacuum in Minerva's hands, and walking down the street, and a pretty poinsettia, of course, on her chest.
Accessories are everything.
Accessories are all very important for Minerva. No, not really. She doesn't care. So quick vacuum in hand, and we're walking down the street, vacuuming up, cleaning up the street, and yelling at the people on the side of the road.
And the legend was born.
Legend was born. It was one of the highlights of the parade.
No, you mentioned
Poor
it.
thing.
Now, you mentioned earlier the alter ego of Minerva, Maine is my friend Rick.
He is there somewhere.
He's in there somewhere.
He's in there somewhere,
And Rick owns a wonderful B&B. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's called Moon Over Maine. It is located right in the center of the village. It is a charming, sweet little 1839 house. Walk to the town, walk to the main street, and we take good care of our guests. Minerva doesn't get involved with the guests as much as she can help it.
I will tell you, you're known around the town for your amazing baking and scones, I think, correct?
Yeah, scones is correct, and actually I brought some for you, but I think Marty ate them already, so.
Damn you, Marty. Damn you, Marty. Damn you all to hell. So if people want to find out about Moon Over Maine, how can they find out?
It is as simple as moonovermaine.com.
All right.
Maine with an E.
Now, does Minerva ever make an appearance at Moon Over Maine?
She occasionally, if she's getting ready to go out, she might have to visit the guests, but
All right.
but she doesn't cook breakfast because she's not very good at that.
She's not very good.
She's not good.
She's a lady of leisure.
She's a whore.
All right. Please tell our viewers at home. We'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
We'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
Hey, we're back on New England Pride TV. I am here with David Joseph, who I stalked on Facebook for about a year. Well, first of all, let's just say welcome to the show. And you've waited 6 months to get on here.
I did, yeah.
And I appreciate your patience. I first stalked you on Facebook because I saw a picture of you with Debbie Reynolds, who I loved.
Yeah.
And then I scrolled through your photos, like the stalker that I am. And there you are with Debbie Reynolds, Judith Light, Iman, Dionne Warwick, Cher, Diana Ross.
Oh, that's me, yeah. You know that, yeah.
And I was blown away by first of all,
How old I am.
you're very fun. No, you're very funny, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, your clothes are gorgeous.
Thank you, yeah.
And then to make it even better, you're generous and giving and sweet because you now have this charity called Fashion to the Rescue.
I founded Thank you for having me. And it wasn't that I was delayed 6 months. He was booked for 6 months, so it was your show, which is such a service to our community.
I did the best I can.
I'm actually very honored to be here. I've been interviewed by a lot of great people. This is important.
You are kissing some major butt
No,
kiss.
it's true. Listen, when I was a kid, if there was some place to go to help me
Yeah, right.
through the bullying, through the
That's-
horrible times,
yeah, that's-
that
kind of
I
a-
knew that there were other people, there was just
Yeah.
something there.
Yeah.
So I'm really honored to be
That's
here.
why this show is here.
It's
right.
amazing, and thank you for having me.
So let's find out about Fashion
Okay.
to the Rescue. Who are we rescuing?
Fashion to the Rescue is a charity that I founded 4 years ago because my friend Amy has an animal sanctuary out in Arizona where she rescues farm animals who were going to slaughter.
Oh,
And I actually met Amy on Facebook, like us.
like us.
Yeah. And
Love at first like.
it was true. Oh, that's a good one. And Amy was in need of help, and there was a horse that she rescued who needed so much money to get that horse to a healthy place that she was going to have to sell the horse. And she sold the horse. She knew the horse would be slaughtered. And I said, don't do that. Let me just go online and try to do a GoFundMe for you. And within a week, we raised $15,000.
Oh,
Because
my
when David
God.
Joseph talks, people listen. I'm Italian.
listening.
I'll break your legs.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So we did it. And then I thought, you know what? I never knew I could do that, but I really like it.
Oh.
And then I founded Fashion of the Rescue. So we did a fashion show. Because I've been around since dirt happened the first time on Earth, I called my celebrity friends in, and everyone wanted to help. And we did it at the Beehive restaurant in Boston. And in one night, just by donations, we raised $20,000.
That's incredible.
Which was lovely. The next year we did it for Amy. We did it at West End Johnny's in Boston, and we raised $200,000. I know. And then last year we did it very, very big, and we raised another $250,000. So Amy now is all set.
Yeah.
Amy's set and is comfortable. The farm is good.
So let me ask you this: with the charity, do you pick a different charity every
Well,
year?
this year I did. So Amy's in a good place. So this year we're doing it for Danielle Murr, who's a friend of mine. She's the morning DJ on WAAF radio, and she does on her own charity called Blues Bridge, where she rescues dogs, cats,
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and brings them to a place of health and happiness and safety. And so we decided to do it because I don't want to do it big again. You know what it's like to do these events. It takes every ounce of your being, let alone I'm working.
You're gutted.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
So
it's like a
this-
It's like planning a
it's
wedding.
I keep comparing it to a Broadway show.
yeah,
So this
yeah.
year we're doing it smaller.
Although you'd make a beautiful bride.
Do you think?
Absolutely.
It was only 4 years ago. But I'm with my listen, folks. I'm with my husband 38 years.
Oh,
So,
you got me beat. I'm only 35.
Oh, you see? Well, in 3 years, are going to look like this. I'll send you a meatball sub. So Fashion of the Rescue this year is for Blues Bridge, and we're doing it at Fenway Johnny's. And it's an amazing night because everyone reaches out and wants to help.
And when is it?
It's May 10th. Everyone from Ayla Brown, my beautiful muse that I dress for all of her.
Yeah,
She's a
yeah.
country superstar.
Yeah.
And she's coming up from Nashville, donating her time to us.
To you.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. Comedian Christine Hurley.
Okay,
The
I
great,
do know that
Oh my
name.
God, Christine Hurley is the funniest woman
I
that God
think
has ever
I
put
know-
on this
I
earth.
think I know that name.
And she also is coming and donating and doing 10 minutes for us. It's a salute to our beautiful friend Linda Cole, who passed away.
I did see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yolanda's daughter.
Lovely, lovely.
Lovely. So
Yeah.
we're doing a beautiful tribute to her. And then a small fashion show with, let's see, Jennifer Belichick, my girl, whose wedding gown I just made, Liz Walker, Heather Unruh, Kennedy from Mix 104 Radio in the morning. There's only 6 outfits.
Yep.
It's a quick show.
Yep.
It's a fun-filled night.
How could it be anything else with you at the helm?
I knew-
With you at the helm, how could it be anything but fun and fabulous and glamour, right?
I like to say fabulous, personally, yeah.
What is it?
Because I can. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it's going to be fabulous.
I was gonna, yeah. That's fine.
Ayla Brown said to me one day, I love that. Can I use that word? I said, no, you can't.
No.
You've got to be me
Yes,
or
yes,
one of us in the
yes,
tribe.
Yeah,
to
we do
use
get
it.
we do get away with a lot more.
It's true. Yeah, yeah.
So one more time for our viewers at home who want to attend, because it's going to be an amazing evening. It's Fashion to the Rescue. It's happening on what
May
date?
10th.
May 10th,
At
which
Fenway
is
Johnny's.
which is a
Thursday evening.
Thursday evening.
6 to 8:30, so you'll be home in bed by 10.
Oh, you're
because I
you're
know.
preaching to the choir,
I know.
baby.
Don't you love it?
Yes.
Everything we do, I have to take a nap, go get there 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I want to be home in bed by 10.
Yes.
Because I've got to work the next day.
No, it's true. I have turned down gigs to sing because they start at 9.
No.
No.
I agree.
I'm in bed by 9.
You and me both, but not the same bed.
I like that it's only 2 hours.
Yep.
You get in, you get out.
Get in, you eat,
Yes.
and it's $125. You can go online to Fashion to the Rescue 2018. You can go to the Facebook page, Fashion to the Rescue 2018. You can go to the David Joseph Facebook page, which I have all of it up public, or Eventbrite, and go to Fashion to the Rescue 2018.
Now, your dedication to these charities and to these animals is so inspiring. And you're thanking me for creating the show, and I'm thanking you for being so generous
You know what?
with your time and your
I have
talent.
found my love has always been designing dresses, but I've been doing it for 42 years. So it becomes normal. It's normal. My passion is this.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to talk about all your passions because we're out of time. Damn. Thank
Dale,
you so
thank you.
much.
What
It
a
is
pleasure.
a pleasure.
No, it's my pleasure.
I wish it could be a
Truly.
much longer interview.
No, this was perfect.
We'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this. Hey everybody, and welcome back to New England Pride TV. I'm your host, LePage, and now we are at Main Street in Agunquit, Maine. We are here with Marty, who is one of the co-owners of Main Street, which is, as you described it earlier, a community center?
I think, yeah, I look at it, and one of the reasons why I got involved in it a few years ago is it's really the LGBT center, I think, for all of northern New England, north of Boston. Anyone can open a nightclub or a bar, but you need to have something, you need to have some secret sauce to get people to continue to come in, over and over again. And I've been coming here for years as a customer, and when the opportunity arose for me to get involved in it as one of the partners, I said, sure, let's do it.
Now, this wonderful venue has been in Agunquit for how many years?
2018 will be our 18th anniversary. We opened in 2000. April of 2000. So that in itself is also a record. I mean, for the longevity, you look at any bar or nightclub, let alone a gay-oriented one, and many of them are gone that were around years ago. But this place has persisted, and hopefully will continue.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Now, for our viewers at home who have not been here yet, who will be rushing,
We hope.
we know. Tell us a little bit about the venue, because right now we're sitting in the middle of a fantastic state-of-the-art showroom where you put on many different shows.
We have a lot of this is our showroom here, and in the summertime we have a house drag show called Dueling Drag Divas. They've been with us for several years, all organically grown. One of them started here as a solo performer, and then we had another solo performer, and now Joanna and Chi-Chi, the Dueling Drag Divas. They put together a great show. So this is their summer home, and in the wintertime they perform in Puerto Vallarta. So they're in both ends of the globe, as it were. And it's a great show. That's in the summertime. It's every Friday and Saturday night. We had a Wednesday night show in the heat of the season when there's thousands of people around, and then they usually go into the fall. Middle of the fall is the end of their season, and then we start it all over again. So they usually start around in May, sometime right before Memorial Day.
Now, not only do you put on fantastic shows here, but you're also very community-oriented. I know you do a lot of work with charity, too. You are, is it the Ride, I think it is? Is it the Ride?
Well, every year there's the Boston Harbor to the Bay fundraiser from Boston to P-Town, and Main Street puts together a team. We have a fundraiser called Wigs Out for Charity. I think you'll hear a little bit more about that later with one of the hosts of that event, which we just had in the month of August. Raise a lot of money for that event. We also partner with the Agunquit Playhouse. We're so blessed to have that resource, And what a great place that is. Every cast of every show voluntarily gives up one of their days off. And these are all New York actors, pretty much that are involved here. They're all Broadway actors, and they do a benefit, and all the proceeds go to a local charity. So each show is a different charity that is benefited from it. And the one that one of them that we had last fall goes to the Ogunquit Spirit of Giving, which is another charitable thing that is hosted here. It's a gift collection thing at Christmas time, and it's grown so huge that we have the gift collection party here at Main Street. It's usually the first Sunday in December. That is a huge community event, and there's just a bunch of stuff that we do because like I said earlier, it's more, I find that it's more of a community center. That's why I wanted to get involved in it. If it were just another bar or a nightclub, you could find that anywhere.
It wouldn't mean so much.
Right,
Now,
exactly.
like I said earlier, we're in a fantastic state-of-the-art showroom, but when you walk in, there's a wonderful, there's so many aspects of this venue. Can you, like when you walk in, tell us what you'll see?
Well, our main lounge is when you first walk in. Off the lobby is the main lounge, and that's open 52 weeks out of the year. Even in the dead of winter, we try to stay open a few days every week, weather permitting, of course. And we have the dance floor, the main dance floor, which is on the other end of the building from where we are now. That's going on every Saturday night. And in the summertime, Friday nights, Sunday nights, we expand the dancing. This showroom in here, after the shows are done, in the summertime, it takes us about 15 minutes to flip the room around, pull the chairs up, and this becomes a second dance floor in the middle of the summertime. More of a disco.
I was going to say, how would this...
Video disco room. So it's more throwback music that gets played in here, whereas the main dance floor is more of today's, house music. And so we try to have a little bit of everything, something for everybody.
And you do. And also, I was very impressed by, you have an event space people can rent for functions.
Well, directly above us is another customer space, which is more of a clubby talking bar. There's not the big loud thumpa that you get down here. So if you want to go upstairs and have a conversation, we have another deck, rooftop deck, with a great view of the village square.
Yes, yeah.
So that's going crazy. Again, the heat of the summer. The summer season is the biggest one. The other shows, I mentioned the Dueling Drag Divas, which is our house show, but we also bring in drag performers, a lot of them from New York. We had a lot of shows this year, new performers coming in. Some of the usual ones that you might recognize, like Varla Jean and Hedda Lettuce, but we're trying to cultivate a new generation of performers as well to attract that new generation of customers, because one of these days, we're not going to be around anymore. And we hope this place continues.
That's true. And if our viewers at home would like to find out more about your venue, where can they go to find out information?
Well, our Facebook page is updated constantly, and that's Main Street Ogunquit. And it's Main spelled like this, even though we're on 195 Main Street, it's Main Street spelled with an E, M-A-I-N-E, like the state, Main Street Ogunquit. Or you can go to our website, mainstreetogunquit.com.
It's that easy. And let's toast to Main Street. To you.
To you. Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
Thank you for watching New England Pride TV.
We had a great show. We enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I want to give a quick shout out to our Facebook fans who are following us, because we reached way over the 8,000 mark, which is not easy to do, especially since you don't have any porn on your page. So we did it, so thank you for that. And we're going to end the show the way we always do, which is by saying, please don't be afraid to shine your light.
Because you might be lighting the way for someone in need.
Until next time, thank you.
Tune in, show us you've got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Stand up, Shout out, show us, you got New England pride. Show us, you've got New England pride. New England pride.